the reigning, defending,
Joe Pfeiffer made a bit of a bumble this morning and posted the UFC 303 card to his story when he wasn't supposed to.
Silly cunt.
Yeah, you're going to get a talking to from Uncle Dana. But he's done everybody else a favor because we get to see a pretty good fucking preview of a card for UFC 303. So, as I said, we have Joe Pfeiffer versus some fucking guy because it's circled and I can't read his name. But he looks like Michael Bisping if you like made his face longer and shaved all of his hair off. Anyway, we then have Dariush Voice. Why did I do that again?
Voice.
What? Because I'm trying to read Moicano. That's why. I instantly go to read Moicano and I go, voice. Dariush versus Moicano.
Good fight.
Good fight. It's going to be an interesting fight. I believe Dariush is ranked relatively high in that lightweight division. So if Moicano can pull it off, he catapults himself high up into the standings. And you've also seen within the UFC that, especially with somebody like Steve Erceg,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his name.
who either like goes on a run of like massive knockouts or something like that, or you get put in a fight like that where you'll say like, you know, you're ranked like 12 or 13 and you fight somebody that's ranked like 4 or 5 and you win that fight. Because you make such a jump in the rankings, you get put in this weird place of like, they sort of automatically put you in title contention next. It's happened to a lot of people.
Yeah, just to see if they're really at that level.
Exactly. They kind of, well, it's,
Or if it was just a good night.
I think it's more acknowledging the streak kind of thing. The UFC does that really well of looking like this cunt's on a fucking hot streak. Let's keep it rolling and see if he can fucking make shit interesting.
Well, in some divisions, it's like...
Dana said it himself best after the UFC, like the UFC 300 post press conference. He said, I don't sell fights, I sell holy shit moments.
Yeah, he does. But like, to be fair, Dana, you don't give us that many holy shit moments. Like, you just got kissed on the dick with that fucking Holloway Gate.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that was... You're just lucky them two like to bang.
Yeah, that's it.
Any other two blokes, and that last 10 seconds doesn't happen like that.
Everybody else, everybody that works for you sells holy shit moments. You just have them all under the same banner. That's all that matters.
You're the one that gets the credit for announcing them.
Exactly.
How many people, like, honestly, that the UFC have there working on matchmaking?
I don't know, heaps. There's a couple of people that get mentioned every like time, but
Like, there would be a few, I reckon.
yeah, there's
they're
like
all
2 or
like-
3 names that constantly get brought up. But yeah, you can imagine there's like probably like team of 100 people working behind the scenes who'll get all that shit happening, apart from everybody else.
Yeah, you'd think so.
Yeah.
And then Dana's just the one going, all right, we have this on.
Yeah, fucking it's me. Anyway, so after that we have Hill versus Roundtree Jr. So interesting that Hill can make such a quick turnaround like that. Is it quick though? What, like, UFC 300 happened 2 weeks ago? Maybe longer? It's 2 weeks. So by June the 29th, that'll nearly be 3 months, won't it?
Yeah, but sometimes, like, with them, like, when you get knocked out, some athletic commissions are just like, no, you can't even spar for 3 months.
So that's the thing. He must have been assessed by somebody and they must have said, yeah, it's all right for him to not only jump back into sparring, but fight in 3 months.
Like, it's strange, though. Like, Pereira was calling for, you know, another defense or a heavyweight shot.
In like a month.
And, like, we haven't heard nothing about that. Like,
Yeah, but they're
And to
pretty
be f-
quick to... Well, it kind of fades back into my point that I was just making about Moicano. I think they sort of acknowledged that Roundtree Jr.'s on a bit of a tear and maybe they just asked Hill, like, fucking, if you're clear to go, are you good to go in 3 months? Because we want to test this guy.
yeah, possibly. It's just strange, though. It's fucking weird.
It is a little bit weird. And if he gets knocked out again, that's when it'll start to get weirder of like, okay, you really maybe paid a couple of people behind the scenes to make this fight happen so you could push Roundtree forward.
Yeah, well, you have like,
Well, let's not make accusations yet,
like it's,
even though Dana does look like a 1950s Bond villain.
oh, and to be fair, like I was going to make the comparison of it like with Volk stepping in against Islam. Like it's the same sort of thing. He got, I know it was a head kick, it was a different sort of knockout, but like Pereira, that shot from Pereira is fucking deadly.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen it put just about everyone he's fought in the UFC out.
Well, according to like reports from the UFC a couple of days before the fight, that same punch beat UFC former heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou's strongest punch.
Yeah, so like, is it? I don't know. It's just weird. Like Volk shouldn't have had that fight that fast after being knocked out the way he was against Islam.
God, no.
Is it going to be the same for Hill? Like, is Hill going to get touched on the chin and go out because like he hasn't given his chin like time to recover properly?
But yeah, we could potentially see that.
Like, because I know it was a good shot again that Topuria, what's his name?
Topuria, yeah.
Like put Volk out with, but like does it put Volk out as hard if again Volk isn't just coming back from getting knocked out from Islam?
Yeah, because I have seen Volk eat some fucking shots.
So
Questions.
I guess we'll find out the answer when we see Hill get touched on the chin.
We will. In the co-main event for this, we have Colby Covington versus Ian Gary.
Everyone like,
How many jokes do you think Covington is going to make about Gary's wife over the next 3 months?
a fuck ton. But then after that, I hope Gary kicks the fucking shit out of him.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, like Covington, he's just the only reason he acts the way he does is because he was like threatened to get the sack from the UFC. So he started all this fucking make America great again and supporting Donald Trump and that to gather momentum and attention.
Oh, yeah, but it like in that same way,
So now
like
he just keeps
you've got to
that same
commend the
act.
guy for solidifying himself 2 careers.
Oh,
Especially with the way that the parent companies work now, UFC and WWE being under one banner. He literally has his retirement fight and walks into Monday Night Raw the next day.
Oh, yeah,
And makes
easily, but he
more money
wasn't-
than he ever made in the UFC in 5 years.
but he like that just fell. That was just luck for him though. Like he was doing that before they acquired the WWE.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I think he would have gone to the WWE regardless. Like he would, like my point stands. The way that he has structured his character, because it is a character. Numerous people have said like he's not like that behind the cameras. He's different. Like he's just a normal fucking guy. And then the cameras start rolling and he gets the 2 chicks next to him and puts the MAGA hat on and fucking goes nuts.
Yeah, that's why I want to see him get beat. Like just be you, bro.
Oh yeah.
Because like again, this whole shit with Ian Gary, he's only jumped on that because Gary's got momentum. Like if Ian Gary wasn't, touted to be this star the way he has been by Dana White, then I think like Covington doesn't even mention his name. And just be yourself, bro. Like Dana was going to get rid of you because of the way you were. Like your performances since you started being a fuckwit have proven why he should have kept you around. Like you could have just made it your point through that instead of being a fuckwit.
Yeah, but I do think they like the fact that the things that he does bring attention.
Oh, for sure.
Any press is good press.
For sure, because they're a business.
Exactly.
But like, I just don't think Covington had to go to where he like stooped to the levels he stooped
Oh, no,
to
definitely. He
throughout
hasn't
his
had to
career
say
get there.
everything that he's said to get to this point. God, no.
Like if he had said nothing before the build-ups to Kamaru Usman, apart from I'll fucking beat you, and then like Kamaru goes out there and puts him out the way he does, everyone commends him.
Yeah.
Like, because that was a fucking brilliant fight.
You are right. It is a double-edged sword in the sense that, like, if he did all of this in one, he'd be the greatest ever. But because...
Oh, bro, like he could be like fucking Max Holloway.
Yeah.
Holloway hasn't won them all, but everyone still fucking
Everyone
loves
loves Max Holloway.
him. Like the UFC fans are different.
Yeah, that is true.
If you're good and you show that like you've got heart, they don't give a fuck if you lose.
Yeah.
Like no one in the UFC, like no, you don't hear anyone in the UFC going, "Yeah, my record's this," apart from fucking Khabib, because he finished 29-0.
Yeah.
but nobody else gives a fuck about their O in like the UFC.
The shitty white Mayweather.
Like you don't hear that. Oh, nah, I'm not. I don't really want to lose. Like you don't hear none of that. Why would I fight you? Like you did with like before the Spence and Crawford fight.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
don't hear none of that. Why would I fight you? Why wouldn't I go fight this guy who's the easier out?
Yeah.
Like there's none of that. They will just fight each other. If you lose, but you fucking put in a mad performance, everyone still loves you. Like I just don't think Colby's had to go to where he's gone.
No, he definitely hasn't had to stoop to those levels.
Like he still could have been like, that bloke who pops up in front of the camera with the two chicks and plays that persona.
Yeah.
But like you don't have to go to the levels that he's gone to. So,
Yeah, that's true.
So I would like to see Gary just fuck him up. Not because he's calling him a fucking cuck and shit, just because Gary's that kid who's on his way up and Covington just wants to ride off the coattails.
And honestly, I think Covington's probably on his way out.
Yeah.
He's getting there.
No, I don't think I don't think his motor's what it used to be.
No, God, no.
He doesn't have that cardio he did like he once had.
And if Gary comes out firing, he'll probably stop him.
Yeah, from like just the way I can picture it, Gary's going to be the longer man.
Yeah.
He's going to have the reach advantage. He's going to have all that. So Colby's going to have to wrestle him. But yeah, anyway, enough of me talking about Colby.
And I mean, we spoke about the main event last week
Yeah,
of that card.
That's going to be.
And we've also given our thoughts, but like we'll probably give thoughts once again closer to it.
Like I can give you my thoughts on that now. I don't know how that's going to go.
Yeah, that's a 50-50 fight.
Depends on what McGregor shows up.
Yeah.
How seriously is he taking this?
I've seen heaps of training footage.
Like McGregor could stop him or McGregor could get stopped. That's the only two ways I see it going.
Yeah.
McGregor doesn't have that gas tank to go the full 5 at 170. We've seen it against Diaz.
Yeah.
But Chandler probably does. But if Conor doesn't have the gas tank to go there, Chandler stops him.
Unless Conor just stops him in the first round.
Yeah, unless Conor stops him before, like, say, the midway point of 3.
Yeah.
Chandler stops him late.
Because he'll just outwork him and overpower him.
Yeah, otherwise Chandler gets too excited early on and gets tagged. And
Which Chandler always does.
Yeah, like they're the only two ways that fight goes, I feel. I don't see a points decision. I don't see him trying to wrestle each other.
Fuck no.
It's just kind of come down to striking.
Someone's going to sleep. It just depends
When.
whether it's early or late.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
There's not much else to talk about with that fight because we haven't seen Conor in, 2 years?
Exactly.
How's his leg going to hold up?
Who fucking knows?
They're the only questions. Not
Too
the
many
outcome.
fucking questions.
The outcome isn't the question.